Hello, ladies. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. 'Tis I, Aubrey Warwick, transformation coach, and I am here to help you navigate through all the noise and the craziness with your food, your mood, and also your mindset. So without further ado, every Wednesday I go live in this group to talk about those three topics. And I really appreciate you showing up or catching the replay. So drop in the comments if you are joining live right now. Give me a little sunshine emoji because here in Lake Norman, it is beautiful. And I hope wherever you are finding a ray of sunshine. All right, today's topic is a very special topic, as I think every Wednesday there is. I am biased, but today's topic has to do with what every woman everywhere on the planet typically says when they reach a point of complete confusion and frustration because their body has changed. And perhaps what once worked in the past isn't working anymore. I hear this quite a bit. Okay, so perhaps this is you if you feel like that you've done different diets. Maybe you've done Perfect 10. Now what? Maybe you have done intermittent fasting. Maybe you've done macro counting. Maybe you've done carnivore. Maybe you've done Mediterranean. Maybe you went vegan. In fact, I don't know, but I would love to hear from you in the comments what you've done. Those diets that I just mentioned are current trends. And a diet is really defined in one of two ways. Either you have a diet or you are on a diet. And actually, two of those things are sometimes really necessary, where we have to break through a weight loss plateau, just like we break through fitness plateaus, a financial plateau, a relationship plateau. You have to have, sometimes, somebody to wake you up, a little knock, knock, knock on your door. And gang, you can apply this to absolutely everything. If your marriage goes vanilla, guess what? You might need to spice it up with a sexy vacation. If your finances are going down the tubes, guess what? You're gonna have to tighten the reins and manage your finances. So here's the fact that most women everywhere on the planet, I'm not gonna say over the age of 35 or over the age of 40, perimenopause, menopause, if you have realized that your body's changed and you've done all these tips and tricks, and you can't figure it out, here's the deal. You need to have a personalized plan and follow the plan. Now, I'm going to give you an example. What happens is that we get sticky stuck. Like let's say we know that when, this is a good friend of mine, she just posted this. So this is not my analogy, this is hers. She was saying, and I love this analogy, when we're baking cookies, so happens to be cookies, okay? You don't kind of wing the recipe. If you want chocolate chip cookies, you have to follow the recipe to a T. Just like with Perfect 10 or carnivore or any of these diets or paleo or people love to do keto, you have to follow that plan to a T. It's a recipe. And that's where we can feel like, oh my gosh, I'm on another dumb diet. Instead of reframing it and say, hold up, wait a minute, how am I going to learn from this and then move forward? But what happens is if you are not changing yourself permanently, meaning like you've left the version of yourself that was sticky stuck in the past and now in the present, you're like, all right, you're figuring out your body and how to crack the code, then you do need to work one-on-one with someone, right? If I'm constantly crying poor and I'm downloading the latest, greatest app that I think can make me a millionaire and get me out of bankruptcy, right? I'm gaslighting myself. So here's the deal. I want to give you something right now. Write this down. The average woman, actually over 40, always tells me this. Aubrey, I know I just don't eat enough. All right, clutch your pearls. Liar, liar, pants on fire. People tell me that all the time. They say, I know I just don't eat enough. And I could say, well, if you are not losing weight, you are eating too much. That is the hard truth. And how do I know that? And if you're getting mad at me right now, stay there. How do I know that? Because I've done that. I have lied to myself. The client-coach relationship requires radical honesty. How do we lie to ourselves? Well, we can't hack what we don't track. So we don't track stuff, right? We just kind of are like, yeah, you know, all I remember is I ate a salad on Monday. And then the rest of the week was like peeing in the breeze, right? So the average woman over 40 is actually thinking she eats 1,000 to 1,200 calories, even when, let's say, you know, I spot check someone. That's why I never give them macros right out of the gates. I just want to see that person in the wild, what they're doing, right? Before we even say like what a macro profile is and even break that down and blow your mind with numbers. I want to see what that person in the wild is. But what they're really eating is probably anywhere from 1,800 to 2,400 calories. Not that that's bad at all. But do you see that gap where we think that we're under eating? I eat like a bird. I know I'm not eating enough. But really, the truth be told is that 80% of the time we're eating too much. So that's why, you know, things like raising your natural GLP-1 or these different injections, why do they work so well? Is because it is a huge dietary intervention for people to not overeat, to not have the swinging pendulum. So what is a girl to do? Well, this is where it comes so important to know that you have to make that choice. Where do you want to be? How do you want to feel? Do you believe that you can actually achieve this dreamier body that is thriving, and know indeed that you deserve, yes, you deserve to thrive in a body that you are proud of, to thrive in a body that you are confident in. My top performing clients, what comes out of their mouth after about 6 months to a year of working with them is actually, Aubrey, I am so confident now. Not just like with who they see in the mirror, but how they show up in maybe situations that they didn't even realize that just improving their health and their mentally, physically, emotionally, they show up in situations, maybe a new job, maybe it's in a container that they used to feel really awkward in, like a really busy, intimidating bodybuilding gym. They show up and they're like, I'm confident. I stand in this place of peace with who I am and authenticity. This is why, my friends, that working with someone like myself, a transformation coach, transformations are for everyone, because we can chat GPT or Claude our best workout plan, right? And it still sucks, by the way. When you do it, you're like, oh my gosh, what? Or the best diet or the best macros. You can put in all your data, but the human being is tricky, right? The human being is really tricky, and I love that we are human, and that this life experience, that just a little bit of friction in your world makes life worth living. It makes it exciting, and it makes the results that you will get worth it. If we would just give you your results like Amazon Prime in one day, you might not really appreciate it. In fact, I know you wouldn't. Because the data reports people who win the lottery, they spend it all within a year's time. They didn't earn it. They fell into this fortune, which is great, good fortune. So awesome. But it's not like suddenly they invested, right? That's why with anything, whenever somebody tells me, well, it's a cost issue, I like to walk you through really what's important, because we could say, well, how much is it, what's the price of your health? You can't put a number on it. Being unhealthy is expensive. Being healthy is expensive. You're going to spend your money somewhere. So my friends, what you can do today is to actually own where you are right now and to start visualizing where you want to be in the next 6 months. Because I can teach you about macros, how many calories are in protein, fat, carbs, alcohol. We can play that numbers game. And that numbers game is important, right? Just like, again, anything else that we want to manage and measure, it is important. But if you actually don't have that emotional attachment to your most desired outcome, nothing will change. You have to have the emotional attachment. That is why when you have seen big time, well-known people, when they hit bankruptcy, that it is an emotional kick in the stomach, and they come back million bazillionaires, because that drive is so there that they have to build their belief so intensely. Drop into the comments for me, if you dare, where you want to be in the next 5 or 6 months. As if you had a genie that you were going to rub the lamp and make that wish, and that wish was going to come true. Because what I have learned through lots and lots of discovery calls with people, I can tell you exactly what I offer. I can tell you exactly how we're going to do it. But guess what? People don't care. That's not why they sign up. They sign up because they feel and see the vision that I can see it for them. I can see it for you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I see all this potential. But unless we get crystal clear, and your pain is so painful right now that you are just so freaking sick and tired of feeling out of whack and wonky and what the heck is going on? What's going on in here? Nothing's going to change. All right. So I hope that this was just the little injection of clarity that you could use for your day. Doing the work makes it so delicious and so worthwhile that you become the master of your own universe. All right, gang, make sure you start to build that vision today of your dream body, your dreamier body, your healthiest body mindset. I'm here to tell you, I've done it with hundreds and hundreds of women before. I can do it with you too. Ciao for now.